and see me clearly. I apologize for the double late start. It's been one of those days today, folks, and I've been trying to crank out as much content as possible for you folks lately, not only out here on YouTube, but also on Reddit. I'm getting really involved in the Reddit community, and I have an update on that I'll be sharing at the beginning of this stream. Just a lot of interesting things going on, and honestly feel really good about it, to be honest with you, because honestly feel that my message is finally starting to get somewhere. And I really wanted to get somewhere because I truly care about every man and woman on this planet having the best possible shot of accomplishing whatever it is that your heart or heart's desire. The Queen is here. Hey, Queen, how are you doing? My apologies for the late start. She says you're good. Thank you, Queen. But yeah, lots is going on, and I'm one man, and I'm trying to help as many people as possible. And you know, while I'm helping people, I'm still promoting my business and my brand and stuff like that. I'm a one-man show, and let me tell you, it can get overwhelming very, very quickly, as I will explain here in just a little bit. But I hope you're all having a great day. This show's not going to be too terribly long. I'm probably going to take 2, maybe 3 laps maximum today, because I'm going out to dinner tonight. I'm getting out for the night. But I may be back for a late night stream if I have energy when I get back. Because let me tell you, the next stream I do from the studio is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to involve a posting. Give me a second here. It's going to involve a posting that I finally got approved in the subreddit Purple Pill Debate. Well, thank you for the topic, Queen. I appreciate that. I made a posting in the Purple Pill community, the Purple Pill subreddit. Purple Pill Debate is what it's called. And I was basically asking the opinion or the opinions of men and women regarding, do you feel that men do not own up to their actions or take responsibility for their part, you know, in relationships failing? A lot of men seem to blame the women for everything, or the woman for everything. Now, that's not saying the woman didn't make mistakes, and I'm not saying that women don't make mistakes. They do, right? But it just appears to me nowadays that men just don't want to own up to anything. They blame it on the system. They blame it on women's lib, feminism, all that stuff, right? Men are out there using every excuse they can possibly find to blame their actions on anything besides themselves. And I think that's pretty pathetic. You know how I know that's pathetic? I used to be that way in my younger days. I used to blame every single other person besides myself for the mistakes I made. And I took those actions, so those are my mistakes, right? So the posting got approved. I had to repost it because when I posted it yesterday, the moderators said that, you know, we post content in general here to everyone in the group. That includes men and women, which is great. Okay, I respected that. I asked the mod if I posed a question to make it more sound like it's for men and women to respond to, which I wanted that anyway in the first place. Would that work? And they got back to me and said, yes. So I reposted, and they approved it. And immediately that posting took off like a rocket, because that group has like 80,000 plus members in it. Let me tell you, folks, I should have gotten involved with the Reddit community years ago instead of feeding into endless nonsensical drama on YouTube that wasted a lot of my time. One posting, one interesting posting in another Reddit group, and boom, lots of people responding to it. At the time that I left my place, the posting was up for a couple hours. I think it had like 50 comments on it already. And a lot of men responding in ways that I figured they would respond. You know, they were saying, well, you know, the way the gynocentric system is, the gyno-judicial system or crap like that, right? And anytime I ever hear a guy mention, okay, we live in a gynocentric world and it's a woman's world and this and that, I know that that's a guy that's angry and bitter. I know that's a guy that hasn't figured this out yet, right? Because a real man in any society is not going to be not going to be what's the right word? Is not going to be fazed by anything, even women being liberated. A real man is not going to be fazed even by women being liberated. Okay? Some of the postings in this group, guys are already saying, "Oh, dude, you're wrong," and blah, blah, blah. You know, we live in a woman's world and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And there may be some truth to that, right? But we don't need to, you know, actively project it out in these forums, because that makes you come off as weak and needy and desperate and insecure. That makes you come off like you're not man enough to handle women rising up. And you're angry and bitter because women have risen up and they're stronger than you are. And because you understand that and realize that and don't want to admit it, instead you just blame it on women, right? Because the projection of the fact that many women nowadays have surpassed you, sir, or to the guys that actually respond this way, it's pretty pathetic. That's what these guys don't understand, right? They don't get that, right? Listen, I'm not a guy that's going to come out and say women are saints, because they're not, but men are not saints either, right? There are a lot of things I don't like about the modern world. There are a lot of things I don't like about what women are doing nowadays, but also there are a lot of things I don't like that men are doing either, right? And a lot of these guys, when they will attack this head on and just blame women for everything, make the matters worse, right? Rather than just not saying anything at all, or saying, hey, you know what? It is what it is. We're in this modern world. Let's find ways to meet in the middle, right? Instead of trying to find ways to meet in the middle, I saw you, Dion and Queen. I'll get to the chat in a second. Instead of trying to find ways to meet in the middle, these guys want to shortcut it and blame women for everything because they had one or two bad relationships or a bad divorce. They went through a bad divorce where they were the breadwinner and they lost half their marital assets because their wife divorced them or their wife cheated on them or whatever, right? And a lot of these guys just don't want to take ownership for their part in why their wife divorced them or why their wife cheated on them. Maybe you were working too much and you didn't bang your wife enough. Do you think that the dating and courting process, ends or changes when you marry a woman? If you're going to marry a woman, you got to find time to date her still, go on dates, have great loving, rock her world in the bedroom. You got to keep on doing the same shit that attracted her to you when you first met her forever, or it's over. And it's your fault. If the woman, on the flip side, doesn't keep doing her part, then it's her fault. Right? Now, women make this mistake too nowadays, in the ways I just mentioned it, but more so it's happening from men, right? Men think that it's good enough for them to just go to work 24 hours a day, never see their wife, and just, bring home the bacon, and then she should be faithful to him, right? What kind of relationship is that? If you can't find an adequate amount of time to date and court your wife or your girlfriend, take her to dinners, take her to weekend getaways, rock her world in the bedroom several times a week. And I'm not talking several times a month or a year. I'm saying several times a week. If you're the kind of guy that's with a woman and you don't feel the urge to want to bang your woman all the time, and she doesn't feel the same way about you, then there's nothing there. Right? And your job and your work, is no excuse. A lot of guys like to use the fact, I work, like I said a second ago, I work all these hours, 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. She should be satisfied with that. That's one aspect. Sure, you're bringing home the bacon, you're providing for the family, including her, right? But what kind of marriage or relationship is that if you never spend any time with her? What are you, just an ATM machine? You want her to be faithful to you when you have no time to be with her? Once you get married, for example? A lot of these guys just don't get that. Another thing nowadays, you have, both men and women working, and a lot of times they work opposite schedules, right? And I've known people that were married and now divorced where they were in careers where the husband would work during the day and then the wife would work at night, and they would never sleep in the same bed together, very rarely. What kind of marriage is that? I understand women are career focused, and that's no problem. Women should have the same opportunities that men have always once had, right? But if you're going to marry someone and you're going to be with someone, you both need to sit there and think of everything before you get married, including your work schedule. And if you're in opposite careers where, when you're working, she's at home, and when she's working, you're at home, and you never see each other, you have to take that into consideration. Is this going to work? Is this going to satisfy us relationship-wise? Monetarily, we're making great money, but relationship-wise, we never see each other. So why are we even together? Why not just divorce and do our own thing? Because that's basically what we're doing, but we're just living under the same roof. And some people do it because, when you're married, you get some tax benefits and all that stuff, and maybe they have kids, right? But there's nothing there unless you're able to spend time, and you have the time, and you make the time to spend with someone you're with. That's what causes the majority of issues nowadays. Men are supposed to be the leaders, right? Now, I'm not saying that women aren't leaders nowadays. They are. But masculine energy is strength and leadership, right? And even a lot of women nowadays, even though they like the fact that they have equal opportunities and all that, and they have the ability to wear the pants if they want to, even women that say they want to wear the pants don't really want to wear the pants. If you're dating someone and a woman tries to assert power over you, right, and flex her muscles, I am woman, modern day woman, hear me roar, and you let her wear the pants, even if you do everything she says from that point on, eventually she will lose respect for you, fall out of love with you, cheat on you, line up a replacement. And when that replacement pans out, you're yesterday's news. What part of that don't you guys get, right? You guys just don't know how to handle women. And it's not even handling women. You guys just don't understand what women want and how women are biologically. They're emotional beings. Right? Instead of sitting here like I am and thinking about it logically that women are emotional beings and learning what it takes to, communicate best with women and work things out with women. Instead of doing that, you guys like to blame women for everything. And I'm sick and tired of it. It's pathetic. It's not masculine energy. It's feminine energy, right? And this may trigger a bunch of you guys out there. It may trigger a bunch of you guys, but this is the frickin' truth. Be a frickin' man. You guys are not being a man. That's why it's not working out for you. Part of being a man is accepting responsibility and taking ownership of your part and the mistakes you have made, including in your marriage or your relationships. So when I get back from my dinner date tonight. Haven't gone out to dinner in a while. It's about time. I feel like getting out. I may do a late night show doing this, or I may do it tomorrow from the studio at some point. Even though I will probably be a little bit tired when I get back, I'm probably not going to be able to sleep until I do that show. So I'll probably do a late night with Coach Eli tonight. If you miss it, don't worry. You can check out the replay. I will go to that Purple Pill debate forum where I made my posting, and I will go through every single posting, unless there's like 1,000 by that point. I'll go through the first 100 or so. And I'll show you guys what I wrote in a friendly way. And I'll show you what the guys and the gals responded. And it's interesting what the gals responded with as well. Like, a lot of the women were very understanding. Why? Because the way I approached my question was being honest. I was coming out and saying, look, it seems like men don't want to take responsibility for their part of their mistakes in relationships, right? How do I know that? Because I've been that way in the past, and I've seen other people do it, right? And I've seen mistakes that men have made, and they try to table them because they just don't want to admit that they're wrong on anything. They think that makes them less of a man. Well, the truth of the matter is, they think it makes them less of a man to not admit it. The truth of the matter is, it makes them more of a man to own up to it and apologize and be strong emotionally and move forward and better themselves for their next opportunity with a good woman, so they do things right this time, right? Great show, lots of truth. Thank you, Dion. How you doing? SAFUSMO. He says, hello, Queen. Queen says, hello, Dion. Hello, Coach. Hey, what's going on, brother? What's going on, man? 3 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you to the mods that are actually thumbing this stream up. Please like, share, subscribe. Share the new Reddit group. It's below in the description. Genuine emotional support for men and women on Reddit. r/real emotional support or reddit.com/r/real emotional support. The link is below towards the top of the description, a few lines down here on YouTube, on the live stream and the replay. Same description carries over. If you miss these live streams, you can catch the replay. It's the same exact thing. It's just, it ends up being pre-recorded at that point and not live. But you can still comment, you can still engage. You can comment below this video or any one of my other videos. You can go to the new Reddit forum I created, r/real emotional support, and comment there. I'll get back to you. You can email me. There are many ways you can reach me if you don't get a chance to be here on these live streams. I'm available, and I'm making effort to reach as many people as possible and do my part to try to make this world a better place once again, because I'm sick and tired of the way many things are nowadays, especially, you know, in dating, relationships, and marriages between men and women. Anyway, I was going to mention one more thing before I get to the topic. A lot of these walking streams, like the first part of them, I'm going to be just catching people up on community news and other current updated stories. Then I'll get to the topic. And I feel it's going to bring you folks more value because people want the current stuff as well, right? And the more I can give you here daily, right? You know, the less you are going to be prone to feel like you need to reach out to me privately and ask me. I don't mind if you reach out to me privately, but if I can answer as many of your questions as possible while I'm here live, it's going to save us both a little bit of time and, you know, responding to emails, messages, etc. Oh my gosh. They opened this up. Wow. This is interesting. Got these recycle bins here. This is absolutely incredible. They kept the existing trees. They put a nice walking path, dirt walking path around it. Where's the kindness corner? You know what? You know what I'm thinking? I have a feeling that this entire picnic area here is the kindness corner. Are they going to put a sign saying kindness corner? We may be standing here in the entire kindness corner. Wow. I think that bench was there before they redid everything. This is incredible, folks. I think I'm standing on the kindness corner. What do you think, Queen? You've been watching my stuff for a while. It looks like a good day outside. It is, man. I'm watching your ads, says Lewis. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. So I wanted to talk about another thing here very briefly before I get to the topic. I think I have to mow this grass. It's pretty tall. I feel like I need boots to walk through this. Oh, guess what's coming back? The Zoppy Circus is coming back. Opens October 8th. You folks that have been watching me for years, I've been doing these walking streams for a few years, and every year this Zoppy Italian Family Circus comes out here. And now, because the park has been redone, it's going to be even better. I may even check out the Zoppy Family Circus this time around. It's typically right here in this area where they put the tent. Like right back in that area where there are no trees. And over here is where they put the horse stables and all of that. October 8th. So that means... Wait a minute. If it's October 8th, wouldn't they start setting up now, or are they going to come in like the first week of October? And that's almost here. Oh, they changed the location. Look at this. Downtown Library, Redwood City. Huh. Is there enough space for the family circus there? You know, I have an idea why they moved it down there. There's a lot more foot traffic there. And Redwood City's downtown has been redone over the last 5 to 10 years. And they're thinking that they're going to get a lot more walk-in traffic and make a lot more money. That may be a good idea. I'll have to go check it out. I'll have to go see, hey, how does it look over there at the Redwood City Public Library downtown? All right. October 1st is on a Friday. What the heck is a Zoppy Circus or whatever you call it? I think that's the family name, Queen. When they say Zoppy Family Circus, I think that's the family's name that started this, mobile circus. Whenever they started it. Anyway, let me mention my thoughts regarding something that you actually were talking about also on Twitter earlier, Queen, but one of my favorite YouTube content creators, a guy named Jeremy that runs the channel The Quartering, TheQuartering, all one word, was discussing something that regarding YouTube and some YouTube changes for content creators. He was kind of unhappy about it. I know you were kind of unhappy or really unhappy about it, Queen. But quite frankly, I understand it. Wow. Some car just ran through a stop sign, and the other side of the street has no stop sign, and almost caused an accident. The person that didn't have a stop sign stopped and honked at the person that ran the stop sign. Probably somebody from out of the area, disoriented. Anyway. So, Jeremy was talking about, and I think, Queen, you shared a posting regarding this, that Google and YouTube are going to start more so cracking down on conspiracy theories, and people that are spreading misinformation regarding the COVID-19 vaccine. I'll share my opinion respectfully, professionally, and maturely in case this video goes under review, YouTube. I just want you to know I'm on your side. I'm not on your side because I'm trying to suck up to you or kiss your ass. I'm on your side because I am tired of the misinformation that's being spread myself. I'm tired of people making up shit and, not looking at the numbers and realizing that since we started getting vaccinated, deaths have tremendously decreased. Tremendously decreased, right? Now, the conspiracy theorists are out there saying, oh, people are still dying from this. That's a possibility, right? But far fewer people are dying if we didn't get the vaccine out and started vaccinating most people, right? Look at the numbers before people started getting vaccinated and look at them now. They're significantly lower. The death rate is significantly lower. See, what part of that don't you conspiracy theorists understand? I'm a little triggered by this because I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of people trying to take matters into their own hands. And I don't know, maybe some of them do it for attention. Others really believe that, there's something terrible going on. Here's the thing. Modern medicine has been a part of our lives for quite some time now, right? And every single medication doesn't work the same on everybody. Even aspirin is going to affect people differently, right? But you don't see people going out there saying, don't take aspirin, don't take ibuprofen, right? You don't hear anyone really saying that, right? But some people are affected by it. But the majority have a good reaction to it. It takes away headaches and toothaches and body aches and pains, right? It's the same thing with any type of medication. It's going to affect everybody differently, right? And same with the vaccine, right? But for the majority of people, from what I've seen, 90 to 95% of people have a positive reaction to it, have great protection from it, including protection from getting the virus. But if they do get the virus and they've been vaccinated, they are less likely to perish from the virus, which is true. Now, the people that are passing away may not be necessarily passing away from the virus. A lot of them are in their 60s and 70s, right? And they have other pre-existing conditions that you conspiracy theorists aren't taking into consideration. Okay? A lot of people don't realize that your immune system is not only dependent on whether you have COVID or not. Your immune system to fight off COVID is dependent on how healthy you were before COVID even came out. For most people that were healthy and that have gotten vaccinated, there's been no issues. Am I sick? No. Am I wearing a mask? No. I wear a mask where necessary. Some places require it here in San Mateo County where I live, right? But I'm totally fine, right? Why? I got vaccinated. The vaccine has not affected me in any negative way at all. Hasn't slowed me down, hasn't weakened me, nothing, right? Heck, I haven't even caught a common cold this year. I have allergies. You can't, that's something that you just get automatically. If you have a strong reaction to pollen like I do, like many people do, those are called allergies, right? That happens. But besides that, nothing, right? Now again, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, right? And you can believe whatever you want to believe. But here's the thing. If you're going to put out content on Major social media platforms, they do have the right to censor misinformation, things that are clearly misinformation. Well, let me see what my mods are saying, because maybe they think otherwise. I know, Queen, you feel differently. Maybe you do as well, Dion. And like I said, again, you're all entitled to your opinion, right? We now have 55%, I guess almost 56% of the U.S. population fully vaccinated. We need to get that, I believe, to 70% to reach herd immunity, right? That should have happened before summer. But because, in my opinion, because of these conspiracy theorists and people that are anti everything when it comes to government, and they think the government is out to get us all the time, they've contributed to putting a big dent in that number being reached. I agree with that. And the vaccine will save your life. Well, it'll protect you from getting the virus. And if you get the virus, Lewis, it'll protect you from getting extremely sick or passing away. Now, nothing's a guarantee, but these vaccines have been proven to better protect you than not having them for the majority of people. Now, again, as with any medication, every human being is different, and every human being is going to respond to medication differently. But I'll tell you what, with something like this, in my opinion, it's well worth it for people to roll the dice and actually get the vaccine, unless you've been told by your doctor not to get it, unless you have some kind of underlying medical condition where any possible side effects from the vaccine, could cause other damage, right? But if you haven't taken the vaccine and you have pre-existing conditions and stuff like that, get checked out by your doctor and they will let you know what to do. But for the people that don't get vaccinated or are not going to get vaccinated and are anti-jabs, like they call them, right? To come out and here and try to preach, stop the jabs and this and that, I think it's really ridiculous. And I wanted to speak out on it. I really wanted to speak out on it. Those are just my thoughts. Those are my opinions. I'm stating my opinions. Now, some of the numbers I shared, are from the CDC and other places. Those are facts. But as far as everything else, these are my opinions. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not here to tell people what to do. I'm here to help people get what they want and have the best possible life. So there you go. There you have it. Just like my mom, she got the vaccine, and apparently she did get the virus. Announce she's better. She didn't have to stay in the hospital. She had to go to the hospital to get the antibodies. Well, I'm really glad that your mom went in and got taken care of, Lewis. Who knows what could have happened if she just wrote it out, like a lot of people are, right? Folks, you choose to do what you want to do. You choose how you want to live your life. But if you disagree with something as important as a vaccine, quite frankly, I don't feel you have a place to come out and try to get every single person to not do it. And quite frankly, all this misinformation and with the conspiracy theorists and all this misinformation, I've had enough of it, to be honest with you. It's not that I'm trying to suck up to YouTube or anybody. This is how I honestly feel. Hang on. There's somebody in my path. me a second here, folks. Queen, I'll check that out later on tonight or tomorrow. I'll go back and read the chat and the replay. But I'll say this, Queen. You can't believe everything you read on the internet. A lot of people will push the envelope and make shit up just to get attention, right? They push the envelope in ways where they know more than likely if they get reported or the algorithms of these social media sites catch you, they'll remove you, right? But it also gets all eyes on them, right? Right? That's why people do it, right? I don't fall for that crap. I'm here to keep it real with you folks, right? And the numbers say it all. The numbers say it all. The death rate has significantly declined since we started getting vaccinated. Now, does it fluctuate a little bit up and down? Sure. But according to a year ago, or a little over a year ago, right, when we first started vaccinating people, right? I think it was close to a year ago, right? The numbers, according to, or compared to a year ago, are still significantly lower, much lower. So you can't sit there and tell me that that the vaccines have not been effective. I just don't get it. For these conspiracy theorists, do these vaccines have to be 100% effective on everybody for them to believe in them? Nothing's 100% effective. These vaccines are 90 to 95 to 97% effective, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Check it out for yourself. That's better than zero, in my opinion, right? I'll roll the dice with 90+% anytime. It's just like meeting women, right? If you're talking to a woman and you feel there's a 90+% chance that it's going to go to a second date, you're more prone to go out with her and give her a chance than somebody where there's a 0% chance or 10% chance, right? Just think about it. Use common sense. Use logic and reasoning. Don't let your emotions cloud your better judgment when it comes to something as important as this. That's all I'm going to say about it. I've had absolutely no problems with my content on YouTube. Yes, most of my streams, they get demonetized. But I submit it for manual review, and 2 hours later, they're approved green. Why? Because certain words that trigger the YouTube algorithm, when used in the right context, are still advertiser friendly. And the AI, artificial intelligence, can't decipher that. Plus, when you have a good record with YouTube like I do, where I have no community guideline strikes, no copyright strikes, no content ID claims, and all my videos are fully monetizable, these human reviewers look on my channel and they're like, oh, this guy never makes any mistakes, so we're gonna flip him back to green and monetize his shit, right? Because he's a good guy, he takes this seriously, right? This is what I'm trying to help people understand. And I'm trying to help people get to the level where I'm at. Be proactive on things. Think ahead. Your credibility is important. If you have a great credibility with these platforms, they're more prone to approve your stuff when you even kind of, push things a little bit with a fancy title. Like last night, I had the word sexual in my title. When you put the word sexual, it was like, what triggers at what point do women trigger sexual attraction when they first meet a man, right? Because I had the word sexual in the title, my stream got immediately demonetized. Once it ended, I submitted it for manual review, and before I went to bed a few hours later, I checked my YouTube Studio app, and it was green. Why? Because I used it in the right context. I was stating facts and opinions in a respectful, professional, and mature way. And my content involves dating, which is different than when talking about people's health and lives. When you're talking about health and people's lives, right, that content's going to be much more moderated, much greater, moderated at a much greater level, which is what I'm trying to say, because if someone puts out a video and it gets into somebody's hands and they do what that person does and it costs them their life, it's not a good thing. YouTube's out there and other social media platforms are out there to protect people from stuff like that. And I completely support that. No matter how much scrutiny I get. Call me a goody-goody, I don't give a damn. I'm here to protect good people. I'm here to also try to help people that have issues, correct those issues so they can be good people too. But if you're not ready to become a completely good person, I'm going to do my part in trying to protect the good people from going the opposite way based on your theories, conspiracy theories, and whatever. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to say too much more and get myself in trouble, you know. Keep it respectful, professional, and mature. I'm on lap number 2, folks, and I'm going to take one more lap after this live on the air and call it a day. Well, I may be back later tonight for that late night stream, but we'll see. We are at 42 minutes. Yeah, listen, you know, the whole Bill Gates thing and his involvement and whatever, right? None of that really matters at this point. None of that really matters. This thing is real, and yes, it was killing people at a very high rate before people got vaccinated. Now they're getting vaccinated, and it's tremendously dropped. So nothing else really matters on how it got here. It's here now. Now we need to focus on stopping it and protecting people from it rather than trying to create all these conspiracy theories on it. That's just my opinion. I feel like people should have the freedom to get the jab and not get... Well, they should. Listen, Dion, here's the thing. You folks have the right to do with your own bodies whatever you want to do. No one can force you to get the vaccination or the vaccine, right? But guess what? If you work for somebody else, they have the right to force you to get it or they'll fire you. And the government will back them and you have no legal case. Here's the thing. You can choose to not get vaccinated, but then you're going to limit your options. And if you're going to come out and say that that's BS and that's not right, here's the thing. Just because, you know, like 1/3 of the country doesn't want to get vaccinated doesn't mean that the other 2/3 should have to suffer because of your choices, right? The people that take this seriously are going to have more benefits, and they're going to be able to have more opportunities. So yeah, no, bro, do as you wish. No one's forcing you to do anything, brother. But you're going to be limiting yourself to your opportunities with that decision. And you could be putting yourself and your life at risk, especially as you get older. Because this thing's not going anywhere. It's here. It's here to stay. That's on you, man. That's all I'm saying. People are complaining that, some workplaces are forcing people to get vaccinated or they're going to lay them off or terminate them. Good for them. They have the right to do that. It's not against the law. These people are going to try to sue, oh, you're taking away my freedom to choose or whatever. Nope, we're protecting our people. And we have the government backing us on this, and I agree with the government on this. I don't care what anyone says. In this aspect, I agree with the government completely. I agree with Joe Biden. I support him on this. More people need to take it seriously. But, hey, again, you have the right to choose. No problem. We're not always going to agree on everything. Lewis says, my city paid $1 million for people to get the vaccine. It was the front page of the newspaper 3 days ago. Lewis, the vaccine's been offered free by the government forever. Why would your city need to pay? Oh, they were incentivizing people on top of the free vaccine. So this is how ridiculous this whole thing has become. This whole show's been on this misinformation stuff. But I'll get to the topic here in a second on my third lap. It's not going to take that long. Okay? It's ridiculous that we have to incentivize people to get vaccinated for protection from a deadly, virus. We have to force people and incentivize them with money to get something they should get on their own. It's ridiculous. I would never ever let anyone pay me to get the vaccine that I would already get regardless. And if they did pay me, I would donate that to a good charity. All right, folks, enough talk about this. Let's get to the topic here. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park in beautiful Redwood City, California. This is episode number 140. And today's topic is, you've got to become what you want to attract. Like attracts like. You've got to become what you want to attract. Like attract likes. Let's start off with the conspiracy theorists, right? Conspiracy theorists like other conspiracy theorists because they're exactly the same. They have the same beliefs, right? Kind of like Dion and Queen. And I love you, Dion and Queen. I still love you. Oh, Jesus. Can you folks still hear me? I just bumped my microphone plug. Dion, Queen, am I still coming through? Can you folks hear me? All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lewis. I forgot you're here too. My apologies. Like attracts like. Okay? You've got to become what you want to attract. I heard that earlier today when I was watching the latest Coach Corey Wayne video. I will always highly recommend and endorse Coach Corey Wayne on top of my content. I've actually learned a lot from him, and I continue to learn a lot. A good coach is going to follow another coach and learn from another coach forever. When you're a coach, the learning process never ends. So what does that mean? You've got to become what you want to attract. I talk about this over and over again. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Number one, you have to love who you are deep within, and you have to love what you see in the mirror before anything else matters. I told people on my stream yesterday, from the park, the walking stream, that you gotta watch the movie The Secret. Watch it at least 5 to 10 times, if not more. It's an hour and a half. And you'll hear these famous authors and speakers say the same thing over and over again. The secret is you. How you see yourself is how everyone else in the rest of the world is going to see you. How you see yourself is how everyone else and the rest of the world is going to see you. So think about it. If you're a good person and you're a positive person, you don't go out into this world each and every day looking to pick a fight. You don't go into this world looking to disagree with people purposefully. You don't go into this world looking to instigate BS and drama, right? You go into this world with a smile, and regardless of who you encounter, whether they're in a good mood or a bad mood, you remain positive. All right, we got car pulling in, and this young dude was walking by me saying, no matter what happens, you got to remain positive. He took a look at me. Yes, dude. I'm a self-help, personal development life coach, business and personal. And while you may think right now that this is stupid, I used to think the same way when I was your age, dude. As I got older, I realized how important personal development is. And the younger you realize that, the better. I didn't realize that until my 30s, but that dude was like in his late teens, early 20s. One day he'll figure it out. It'll change his life. It changed mine. How you see yourself is how the rest of the world and everyone else is going to see you. Like I keep saying it. So I'm going to sound like a broken record until you all understand that, right? So how you show up, if you're a negative person and you attack people and you're a downer and you're not positive, what type of people do you think you're going to attract into your life? And what type of people you're going to repel? You're going to repel good people like me, because I don't want to be anywhere near people like that. I don't. I spot them immediately and I'm out. Peace out. You try to bring any drama and hate and discrimination and crap like that and misinformation. You try to bring any of that crap in my life and I ignore it. I ignore it and I move on. When you're a positive person and you go out there as an individual, not dependent on anyone else, whether you're a man or a woman, if you're an individual and you're not dependent on anyone else, and you love who you are, independent of anyone else, you're putting yourself in a happy place. You're putting yourself in the best possible position to attract the best things in life. That includes a dating partner or a marriage partner, maybe in the future, business partners, or finding the right place to work for and building great relationships in the workforce. Your positive energy and you loving who you are deep within makes all the difference. You need to become what you want to attract. When I heard Coach Corey Wayne say that at the end of his video, it wasn't even a part of his title. I heard it at the end of his video. And I was like, man, Corey, you just gave me a topic idea. I couldn't have said it better myself. And I'm not going to take credit for that. I'm not taking credit for this title. I'm giving Coach Corey Wayne full credit for it. Thank you. I give credit where credit's due. You need to become what you want to attract. Give me a second. Let me check out the chat real quick. Oh, what's going on? I see the iPhone. Did it? Oh, here we go. My sunglasses are on. When I was a cub, I'd picture myself as a lion, and that's what I became. You talk about when you were a little kid, Dion. Can you be more specific? Didn't know it was a movie. I'll have to check that out. It is a book as well. Of course it is a book. And the book is good too, Dion, SAFUSMO. But let me tell you, most of us don't have time to read nowadays. We either listen to audio or watch video, right? And a lot of times when we watch YouTube videos, I pay for YouTube Premium so I can have background play and listen to things when I take walks when I'm not on the air, in the background without watching them. What's more important is what's being said, not what's being shown. Now, sometimes you need to see certain things, and having the video element is great, but what's said, what's heard is important. Get the movie, The Secret, and even just listen to the audio 5 to 10 times. 5 to 10 times. There's a lady there with her dog. I gotta go the other way. She took a look at me. I don't want to scare them. And you'll hear the same thing over and over again, Dion, and it's probably going to get boring and annoying. That's how I was feeling initially until I watched it through 5 times. My friend told me, don't give up on it, keep watching it. After the 5th time I watched it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch another 5 times. And I was watching this movie daily for like a 2 to 3 week period. With the exception of the weekends, obviously. Weekends I just take off, right? I had this part of my workday when I first became self-employed in my early 30s, when I was an insurance broker back then. And it really started to open up my eyes and ears. All right, I'm trying to avoid people, and people seem to be coming right in my path from all directions. That's why I call this show Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. I help people navigate many aspects, and I have to figure out how to navigate through the park when I do these walks while paying attention to you folks, right? And not losing my train of thought, right? So watch it 5 to 10 times, Dion or anyone else. It'll change your life. Don't give up on it. Don't say, oh, I'm bored, or, I have something better to do. Now, go hang out with your girlfriend when she wants to hang out, or when you both want to hang out, and, don't let it affect, other things you have to do, but find some spare time every day for 90 minutes and watch this 5 times. And then tell me what you think, right? Listen, I know you're skeptical. I know everyone that's hearing this for the first time is skeptical. I was very skeptical regarding all personal development when people first started trying to get me involved in the personal development world. I'm like, this stuff is phony. It's BS. Doesn't work, right? That's the furthest thing from the truth. I've eaten my words. I've owned it, and I'll own it again. I was so wrong about my negative thoughts regarding personal development. You know why? Because I was going through some things, and I couldn't own up to the things I was going through. I knew I had a lot of issues I had to work through in my life. And even when I hit my early 30s, I had worked through most of them, but not all of them. And people told me, get involved in personal development. It's going to help you work through everything. They forced me into it. They pushed me into it. And that's what you have to do. You kind of have to push people into this, or they just won't take it seriously, right? When I got involved, it completely changed my life in every single aspect. Why? Because I started to respect myself over anything else. You have to respect yourself over anything and everyone before you can have a happy life. Before you're even able to respect your parents, your family, etc., right? You have to respect yourself. You want a woman to respect you as a man? You have to respect yourself first. And a woman can pick up when a man respects himself or not. And a man doesn't respect himself, she picks up on that and it starts to repel her. and your chances of, being in a relationship with a woman like that dwindle. Give me a second here, folks. So you need to become what you want to attract. Like attracts like. A lot of guys out there in these forums that I've been following on Reddit, it's getting more and more interesting. And I'm getting more and more involved. And I'm going to share that on my in-studio live streams. It's going to be very interesting, Dion and Queen and Lewis and anyone else here, because you're going to see hands-on exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of these guys complain, that women have it easier. And, women get this and get that. Women have more dating opportunities, this and that. Well, that may be true, and it kind of is. It is, right? But why do they have more opportunities? Because the majority of women out there, at least from a physical standpoint, I can't say mental and emotional till I get to know them, right? Or I would get to know them, right? But at least from a physical standpoint, women take better care of themselves most of the time or more of the time than men do, right? I see men complaining in these forums. I'm short, and I have a horrible job, and I can only attract and get chubby women. All right. Hey, I've dated some women that were a little chubby. As you get older, you learn to appreciate that, dude. And as long as they're not, like, extremely chubby, a little chub is all good, right? A little more cushion for the pushing, right? But if you want to attract a woman that's not chubby, brother, it has nothing to do with your height or your job. It has to do with your attitude. Now, if you're working for McDonald's or something and you're in your mid-20s or 30, early 30s, right? And you're trying to date a high-quality, high-value woman that's attractive, dude. I mean, think about it. How would you feel if she worked at McDonald's? You'd probably say, well, if she's hot, that's all that matters, right? Nah, dude, trust me. Trust me. What I've learned that attracts me about women today is what they have to bring to the table in the same ways they expect us to bring certain things to the table, right? We both have a good job. We both love what we do. We both have a positive attitude. Preferably, we make similar money, right? Like attracts like, right? But you get these guys that, are, I guess, shorter than the average, right? Let's say the guy's 5'5" or 5'6", right? You need to embrace that, dude. There are women that will not give a guy a chance that's your height, but there are women that will. Maybe women that are shorter than you will give you a chance. What's wrong with that? Some women that are even a little taller than you will give you a chance, depending on your personality, right? If your job sucks, if you say your job sucks, then why are you working at that job? Is it because it's easy? It's easy money? Why not get a better job that pays you more money and it's something that you love? Because if you're insecure about your height and you hate your job, then how do you think your purpose as a man is going to come off to any woman you approach, even women that would have normally given you the time of day, regardless of your height, right? It's all in your attitude. It's all in your swag. It's all how you show up, right? You got to take care of yourself. All right? I try to lead by example. Even in these streams, I know I'm not overly dressed, but look, I have a nice hat, some nice Ray-Bans on. My beard looks good. I'm going to trim it tonight, actually, before I go out. Use some more Just for Men. because I want to feel as sexy as possible. Because when I feel as sexy as possible, that lucky person hanging out with me is going to feel more sexy too. And, it's going to be all good, right? Just take a little extra effort and time into bettering yourself, right? I've got this nice Adidas workout outfit on, right? It's the right size. I'm a medium. It's the right size. It's not too loose, not too tight, right? I got some nice sweats on. I'm not going to show you now. I'll have to tilt the camera and it'll screw things up. Got my nice New Balance shoes, my nice black New Balance shoes. They're very comfy and they look good. Even on my walks, I try to look good too. Even though I'm going to sweat, I still try to look good. Why? Because it makes me feel better about myself. And when people see me, they're like, oh, this guy is cool, right? He's in decent shape. He dresses nice. He's on a walk, but he still looks good, right? You never know when you're going to encounter people. What if you encounter some friends you haven't seen in a while, right? And you're on a walk. Don't you want to look as nice as possible? Eli, don't you dare say anything about bedroom stuff. Why not, Queen? Because it's been a while for you? Is that what you want? Is that what you don't want me to say, Queen? Queen, listen, you could have all that with the right guy if you wanted to. You're just choosing to withdraw. Queen, you're like WGTOW, women going their own way. You like the MGTOW community? I've always told Queen Helen Casey, Dion, aka SAFUSMO, that she could be the founder and leader of WGTOW, women going their own way, because after her marriage and all that, she's withdrawn from men. Then she has the nerve to say, Eli, don't talk about bedroom stuff. When I'm going to say, well, why not, Queen? Because you've permanently withdrawn from that for the rest of your life. One of the most natural act that a man and woman can do. I'm not trying to rub it in, Queen. I love you like a sister, and, you give me a lot of shit, Queen, so I got to give you some back, right? That's how the brotherly and sisterly love thing works, right? Amen to that, Dion? Lewis, anyone else here? Can I get an amen on that? I don't want to have to beg here. Jesus. So, I got to keep moving here because we have some music playing in the background, and I don't want the YouTube thing to catch it. It's been pretty good lately. I think we're out of the music zone here. Yeah, I'm very happy. Like I've been saying for the last few streams, when I've encountered some copyrighted music, I'm very happy when YouTube changed that rule for incidental music that you just come across while you're walking through somewhere. They don't ding you for that. The artificial intelligence, even if it does detect it, realizes that, okay, it's at a low volume. It's probably, incidental. We're not going to ding him for this. Thank you, YouTube. You haven't dinged me for it. Amen, says Lewis. Haha, says SAFUSMO. WGTOW. Oh, yeah. There used to be a lady that I met out here on YouTube, stemming back to my former channel. Her name is Janet. And I still think she follows my content every now and then, even on this new channel, but I haven't heard from her in a while. She used to have a YouTube channel called Janet is WGTOW. She used to be a mod here. And when I first saw it, I'm like, what the hell is WGTOW? She goes, WGTOW. Women going their own way. I'm like, ma'am, Janet, there's no such thing. Well, I created it. All right. So we just kind of rolled with it. Men have MGTOW, women have WGTOW, right? Well, women don't need WGTOW. They've got women's lib and feminism and all that, right? But I thought it was quite funny, right? So after I met Queen a couple years ago, Dion, through some networking, when we used to do some networking live streams out here on YouTube, now YouTube has pretty much squashed those. Some people still do them, but you got to be very careful because it's against their sub for sub policy, and it's If you don't do it right, it can be considered sub for sub, so you got to be careful. But I met Queen through that. And then when Queen mentioned to me years ago the first time I heard this, where she said, I'm done with men. I'll never be with another man again. I'm fine on my own. I tried a couple times to say, come on, Queen, you're giving up on one of the best things in life. Nope, I made up my mind. Okay. Not going to challenge it, not going to question it. To each its own, right? That's the way you want to choose to live your life. That's on you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But man, I'll tell you, I couldn't do that. I love going out with a special lady, going to a nice dinner, having a nice conversation, getting some great service at a good restaurant, and getting out of the place for a little while. Getting out of your place for a little while is always a great thing. Take a nice drive there and a nice drive back once you're done, and you feel like accomplished, right? Folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat right now. I'll be going off the air in about 10 minutes. I'm towards the end of my third lap. It's been an interesting show. And I will more than likely be back tonight for a late night show because I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to sleep until I do a stream on this posting I made in the Purple Pill Debate subreddit on Reddit. I also I did a cross posting. I shared that posting in my subreddit, Real Emotional Support. So you can see it there. You can also comment on mine that I shared from the Purple Debate, but if you want to actually comment on theirs, you can go to my subreddit, click on the link to be redirected to the Purple Pill Debate version of it, and then you can comment there. There are a lot more people commenting there. And hey, some of those people may look into me and say, okay, who is this Coach Eli guy? Oh, he runs this subreddit. Let's go check it out, right? And, in my bio, I also put my YouTube channel, so they might check out my YouTube channel. You guys see where I'm going with this? You go and engage with other communities, and you create positive, stimulating, content, and you post stimulating questions, and you have interesting topics where you debate in a respectful, professional, mature way. And then people want to look into you and see who you are, and then they might follow you. Maybe I'll get, a few hundred people from that Purple Pill Debate to join my subreddit. Now we're going to have 200 plus members, right? That's how you do it, folks. Queen, believe I know all too well about that area. Queen says, Dion, come to the west side and you will see a lot of drug addicts on my side of town. Huh. Well, I would choose to stay away from bad parts of town or bad things. Why would anyone want to deliberately walk through a bad part of town unless there was no other way to get to where they were trying to get to, right? Sometimes you have no choice but to drive or walk through an area that's known as not such a great area, right? But if you can avoid it, you avoid it at all costs, right? Got somebody coming, so I'm gonna wait here. Man, these people are just hauling. All right. Again, folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in. I was talking about the topic towards the second part of this show. I was talking about a lot of community stuff and current events and stuff like that towards the beginning. That's how I'm going to be doing these Walking with Purpose streams from here on out. And probably even my in-studio streams. I think I'm going to start doing more of a maybe a little bit of a longer monologue on current events and stuff, and then get into the content. And then what I have to start doing as well is taking the actual content part from the live stream and re-uploading it as a separate pre-recorded video. So that way, it stays as evergreen content. Because, when you talk about current events, that has a limited shelf life. That's part of the interesting balance you have to figure out when you're out here on YouTube. I'm still working on that. But you must become what you want to attract. And I'll wrap up by saying this. When I say you must become what you want to attract, what I mean by that is become the best version of yourself you can be. Be a good guy. Do you not want a good woman in your life? Someone that's reasonably cute, with a friendly personality that doesn't bitch and complain all the time? Every now and then, every human being is going to whine and complain, right? Men and women. That's normal, right? But I'm saying for the most part, if you want an easygoing woman as a man, if you want an intelligent woman, if you want a woman that has a good career, makes good money, but is also well balanced and has nights and weekends off and knows when to turn work off so she can spend time with you, if you want all of that, don't you think she wants the same thing in return? And that's part of the problem with these men. These men don't realize that in order to get what they want from a woman, they have to provide the same thing. And that's what they're not doing, right? And some of them are saying, well, I'm limited with my height, I'm limited with my job. No, you're limited with your brain, dude. You're limiting your brain. You're making excuses. You don't want to work hard to get somewhere, right? Maybe you were spoiled and you had everything handed to you when you were a little kid. Now you're on your own and you're feeling the same way. You haven't learned responsibility, right? Part of the reason why I made that posting in the Purple Pill Debate subreddit. Men not taking responsibility for their actions and not owning up to their mistakes, right? And it is more so men that are behaving this way than women. I'm not saying women don't behave this way, but it is more so men. Because nowadays, the reason why it's more so men, nowadays, in all aspects of life, I'll wrap up with this. And we'll talk more about it another time. Nowadays, not only are many men and some women, but many men, and even a lot of women, they come from broken households, right? And so they don't have the proper upbringing to become a good, strong, confident man and be mentally and emotionally stable and strong, right? Now, you may ask Eli, well, why would you say men struggle with this more than women, even though both men and women go through, bad upbringings? Because women have a lot more support outside of their family than men do. Women support other women naturally, they always have. Sure, women will catfight over certain guys that they both want or they all want, right? But when one of those guys hurts a woman in the group, all of a sudden the catfighting stops. Like, oh, girl, what did he do to you, girl? Girl, tell us what he do to you, right? That's what women do. As a guy, when you try to go to your guy friends and my woman broke up with me and dude, I just need someone to talk. Dude, I'm tired and, let's talk tomorrow, right? And you text them the next day or you try to call them and they avoid your call, right? Guys don't want to deal with it, right? So again, women have more emotional support to work through these things. And because women more so support each other, women tend to learn and have a better understanding of responsibility nowadays than men do. Because they support each other. Men, here's the problem. This is the problem. Don't get me wrong, there are guys like me. There are a select few guys like me. Maybe 5 or 10% or 20% of the guys out there that are like me that are strong and support men. in this way. But the majority of men don't support each other, especially emotionally. And that's why I started this group on Reddit, the Genuine Emotional Support Group for Men and Women, at reddit.com/r/real emotional support. Link below in the description, about a third of the way down, a couple lines down from the top, right? So that's why I feel, honestly, men struggle more nowadays to accept responsibility than women, despite their upbringing. Even though men and women both nowadays, the majority of them have a bad upbringing from a broken household, right? Right? Maybe there was a more effeminate father and masculine mother, and the polarity was off from your parents. So you didn't get the right upbringing, right? But despite that, women find a way to work through all that because women support each other. The majority of women, when it comes to emotional support, they're always there for each other for the most part. Men, they're hardly there for each other. And that has to change. And I'm going to make sure that changes. I'm going to do my part, all right? With that being said, it's time to get on out of here. I would tell them bye. They can have you. Okay, Queen. Lewis is going night-night, and he did put it in the Facebook chat. All right. I'm going to wrap this up, folks. We are at 1 hour and 21 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to be going out tonight, folks, for some dinner. I should be back probably around 10 or 11, maybe even midnight Pacific, which is probably 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. I may do a late night stream at that point, or I may just wait to do this stream until tomorrow. And the more I think about it, I may just wait until tomorrow. But keep it locked here on the Coach Eli, Elias Melas channel. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and you'll know when I go live. With that being said, have a great day. Have a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye. We're out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.